I thought it would be smart to film this as soon as I got home from work because I'm tired and frustrated, very similarly to how I feel about Chelsea. So basically in these potential videos, I'm going to try to give a unit a grade, depending on how I think the card can perform in the current meta. Let me paint a picture in the way of you were really excited to play Pale Moon this set. You saved up some packs and you didn't pull any of the new Liu BAE. You also don't have any copies of the old Liu BAE. You did happen to pull a playset of Pale Moon's new double rare, Nightmare Doll Chelsea. So when you read her ability, it says Limit Break 4. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, you get the ability to Counterblast 2, Persona Blast, and then call 2 cards from your soul. On first glance, it seems like a pretty decent ability. The on attack instead of hit makes it so it gets around PGs. You do have to Persona Blast, but honestly, it didn't ever become an issue for me when playing the deck. You do have to Persona Blast, and that in itself is never fun. But see, my biggest issue that I ran into when playing this deck was the Counterblast 2. Pale Moon currently does not have any way to countercharge, and all of the good units within Pale Moon use counterblasting. So we were already pretty tight on this. So then to add in a boss monster that uses up 2 of the counterblast, it just never comes in at a very good time. Looking at the rest of the deck, since most of the good synergy is just within Silverthorn, 90% of the deck works together since it doesn't really interact with the grade 3. The MVP of like almost any Pale Moon deck right now is Marika. All she says is that when she hits, you can counterblast 1 and then call a Silver Thorn from Soul. This says hits, not hit Vanguard. This means this can hit into Rearguard. So you can go Rearguard into Rearguard, her into Rearguard, call a card on top of the other Rearguard. Now you're going to have 2 swings at Vanguard. Now, since everything interacts with Silverthorn, something really cool is the deck gets this more selective soul charging rather than mass soul charging. Irina allows you to soul charge very specifically. Since, like I said, the majority of the deck is Silverthorn, this is not really a problem. I am playing 2 of the purple trapezist. I don't know how good she is within the deck. Her not being a Silverthorn means that she doesn't synergize with units like Irina and Marika. She is just generally a good unit though, so I am just playing the 2 copies I happen to have of her. I don't know if I would play more if I had more, or if I should play less. I'm not exactly sure. Something to know is that I never really ran into an issue of soul charging a unit that wasn't a Silverthorn. I was always able to get the units into the soul I wanted and then get the cards out of the soul that I needed. The problem with like these multiple attack decks is they don't power scale correctly usually. Lion is the counter to that. He works so well. Obviously he gets better as more like Silverthorn stuff comes out with like the new purple trapezist-esque unit for Silverthorn. He becomes even better, but right now he is still like one of the reasons the deck is still playable. What's funny about playing the break red in the deck is that she is another reason while Chelsea is not needed, because she in herself already gives the Chelsea effect to another unit. So you can technically ride even the like 15k attacker on Vanguard and it'll be basically the same as Chelsea. Alice is in here just for that other additional swing, so you can call out something like Lion, and then he's going to be able to scale up. You're likely going to have to use a booster to get Alice up there. And that's just something you're going to notice with both of the Nightmare Dolls. Going back to Chelsea, she herself is a 10k attacker. She does have this cute little effect where she gets plus 3k, but she only gets it when boosted. So you already have to commit a booster to her for her to basically hit anything. I was playing the grade 3 Searcher, but the counterblast is just too heavy, so I'm gonna play the monkey because the monkey's cute. Like, look at it. And it draws us a card, which is nice. I am playing the 1 Lukia reverse, and that's just because I really wanted to play her, so I crafted one just to fill in the deck. Now when it comes to grading Chelsea, I think I have to go with the grade 1. Maybe like 1+, let's say. Let's say Chelsea had an 11k butt. She would very easily be a good budget option as a replacement for either of the Lukiers. I can honestly live with the Persona Blast. The selective soul charging is like thinning the deck, so you honestly will draw into her. I never had a game where I didn't have a second copy of her. I just had more games where the Counterblast 2 was the deciding factor on whether I would use her or Marika. If you had like no luck pulling either of the new triple rares for Pale Moon, and you don't even have any of the old Lukier, I guess player, Like, aesthetically, she's really cool. She's powerful. Like, the ability is powerful. But you just can't use it. You don't need to use it. Like, Marik Mikikaka carries combat. So she doesn't have a place that she's needed. And that just sucks because I really want her to work. Maybe you figured out a way to make her work. I'd love to hear about it. Send me your ideas down below. Maybe a deck list would help. Also, while you're down there, maybe let me know what other units you'd like me to talk about. I have quite a few I want to talk about. With this last set, a lot of really cool like double rares came out that I don't think are meta, but are possibly playable. So I guess we'll see when I get to those. If you can support triple rare, I'd appreciate it. I have some new stuff coming out. Really am happy with how the previous set came out. I never know how to end these. That's all I got.